Welcome to Science Chapter 4, where we will be discussing water. Yesterday we discussed a little bit about air, but today we will be discussing water. We will discuss how is water used. We will discuss what are the sources of water, meaning where does water come from. Why is it important to conserve water? Conserve meaning to use wisely. Okay? And how do we conserve water? So why should we and how can we use water wisely? Uses of water. How do we use water? Water is very important to all living things. Living things need water to stay alive. We know that. We know that all living things, plants, people, animals, all living things need water to stay alive. We also use water in many daily activities in our homes. So we use water often in our homes. Let's find some examples. From our kitchen, we can see that we drink water every single day. We use water when we brush our teeth. We use water while we are cooking food. We use water in our washing machine that is used to wash our clothes. We use water for washing the dishes. And we use water to bath. We also use water to give our pets a bath. Okay, we don't only use water in our kitchens and in our houses to brush our teeth and cook food and wash dishes, but we also use it for work, for places like farms and factories and fire stations. These workplaces use water to carry out their daily work. We also use it for enjoyment. Enjoyment meaning for fun. So we also use water for fun. And you know that. We have many water activities that are fun, like swimming, and also windsurfing in the ocean. Sources of water. Where do we get water from? In some places, people get water when they turn on a tap. When you turn on your tap in your house, does water come out? I'm sure it does. So that is the water source that we use from our taps. But in other places, people use water directly from its source. These sources are wells, rivers, ponds, and lakes. So it is important to keep water clean in these places. It's no good polluting these wells and rivers and lakes because many people use that as a source of water. Okay, so here is a well. I'm sure you will all remember what a well is from our outing that we went to, and we boiled our eggs in the well, but there was a hot water spring. This is a freshwater well, and the water isn't hot. It will be nice and cool. Okay? Some people get clean water from an old water pump. This is what it looks like. You get a pump, and as you pump, the water comes out of that pipe. Okay? Some people get water from a lake, and some people get water from a pond. Alright, conserving water. Conserving means to use it carefully or to use it wisely. What are some ways of conserving water? Why must we conserve water? We use water in many ways. We also need water to keep us alive. We already know that. However, the earth may not have enough water for all living things if we use it carelessly. Careless. You know that means without care. So if you use water without care, eventually we will run out of water. We also have less water to use if it becomes dirty. Look at this water. It is dirty, not even the fish can survive. Look at the color of the water. It's definitely not clean water. Water becomes dirty when we throw litter and waste into it. Water is precious. We must conserve water so that it lasts a long time. Conserving water is using water carefully and not wasting it. Ways to conserve water. Now, conserve means to use something wisely, use it carefully and not waste it. So, help to conserve water by reducing the amount of water that you use, means to use less. To reuse water, that means to use it over and over and over again. And recycle water means to clean it and use it again. Alright, so let's have a look at the first example of how we can reduce the amount of water that we use. We can wash dishes in a tub of water instead of under a running tap. That's a good idea. We can wash the car using a pail of water instead of spraying water from a hose. You will definitely use less water if you use water from a pail. Reusing. When we reuse water, we are using it again. After washing vegetables or rice, we can collect the water and reuse it to water the plants. That's a good idea for reusing water. After rinsing our clothes, we can reuse the water to flush our toilet or to wash our toilet. Okay, this is for people who wash their clothes by hand and rinse it. We can use that same water to flush and wash our toilet. Recycling. Water can be treated and cleaned to be used again. In some countries, people recycle water so that it can be used again as clean water. Recycled water can even be used for drinking. Well, that's interesting. And that is our whole chapter on water done. Alright, let's recap on what we just learned in chapter 14. We learned all about water. We learned how do we use water. We learned where does water come from. And we learned how to conserve water and what does it mean to conserve water. So let's recap by looking at my pictures. Uses of water. We use water to keep plants or any living thing alive. It's my flower. We use water to drink. There's my glass of water. We also use it for work. For example, work on the farms to water the crops, or work at a fire station to put out fires. We also use it for fun, like swimming in a swimming pool. Where does water come from? Fresh water comes from wells, from lakes, from rivers, and from water pumps. For those like us, we get water from taps. Lastly, conserving water. We must conserve water so that it can last a long time. How do we conserve water? By reducing the amount of water that we use. For example, when we wash our car, we use a bucket of water and we don't spray the car. We reuse water. We use water that we have just washed our vegetables. We can water the plants with that water. Reuse. And to recycle water, some people clean water. They clean dirty water and they use it even to drink. Alright, that is the end of chapter 14. It is as simple as that, and I hope it's very easy for you.